5 Cambridge mathematicians have been brought in to figure out the permutations of the 12 best poker players in the world as they head into the last league match. It's a runaway train!
Tonight, the Devilfish will sink or swim. He must win. Second's not good enough. He's got all the money on the line and but £5 in his pocket.
Whatever I play, I love to win, you know. I've had that inside me all the time. And I think I'm totally fearless, really.
Kenna James and Andy Black are right on the edge. They need to keep an eye on the fish and notch up some points to secure heads-up spots.
This is turkey time, you know. This is what this league's all about. I've played pretty horribly throughout this, but I found myself in the strangest position, I think, of anyone left, that I can finish anywhere between 4th and 10th.
Tonight, there's going to be a lot of anxious people, not only on the table, but watching the table to see how the final result pans out.
They all had their abaci out last night looking at the league table. Ian Frazer needs but a point to guarantee his place in the top 4, and Eddy Scharf, a top 3 finish, would secure his seat at the final. Juha Helppi, on the other hand, needs one of the top 2 spots, but at least he's guaranteed a top 8 seating. The same cannot be said for Kenna James, who will be looking behind him more than in front. 4th or better would be enough. And Andy Black needs just a point, but both could be gazumped if the Devilfish pulls out a win. Meanwhile, eyes are peeled in the green room. Vicky Corin could be playing Carol Gerasimov if it all falls right, and Liz Lou waiting to see who she's going to be up against. Meanwhile, these two are just happy to be gambling. This is it, the Last Chance Saloon. Everybody a master of their own destiny tonight. And Roland the Wolfe, who do you think is under the most pressure right now of these 6?
Well, I think if you look at the table, it's Dave Devilfish Elliott. It is his last chance saloon.
He must win.
He needs to win. He knows what he has to do, but one mistake and he's gone.
But the table might set up well for him because guys like Andy Black are just looking to not get knocked out.
It's a difficult situation if you're Andy Black or Kenna James. You're looking over your shoulder, praying and hoping that Dave Devilfish Elliott doesn't make it through. But at the same time, they want to get through themselves. It's just being caught between the devil and the deep blue sea.
I'm a robot today.
3 robots.
I think Ian Frazer goes into the category of people who have improved a lot as the event's gone on. He may have looked around and seen the names around him, the World Poker Tour champions, the European Poker Tour champions, the World champions, the bracelet winners, and said, well, I've seen these guys on TV, and now I'm sitting next to them. And at first he was a little bit in his shell, but, you know, he's grown in confidence and stature with each game.
The fact that he's won 3 heats from 5, amazing statistic.
You had a chance the last time. I would have gone all in.
Raise 7,000 total.
You had a chance, you got a flop.
It's interesting that Frazer has gotten aggressive against the fish. The fish has been so aggressive. Would you almost advocate a limp trap here?
I'll only bet if I've hit it full on.
Well, this way, he knows that if he hits, he's going to get more money, but he is running the risk of, when they both miss the flop, as players do, the fish will take it.
9,000.
Look at that. Frazer raised with the ace-queen. Guy got called by the fish in the big blind. The flops come 6, 6, 7, and he's check-folded. How tight is that?
It's tight and it's weak and it's handing chips over to the Devilfish. I don't like it, but the league table dictates a lot of the play at this stage.
This is a league format with points awarded based on the players' finishing positions. There's 8 points for first, 6 points for second, and then 3, 2, 1 for third, fourth, and fifth. A big goose egg if you get knocked out first.
Would Ian Frazer play these queens? Or are they going in the muck?
Raise 7,000 total pass.
Problem is when you play that tight and you get queens.
You only get action from these hands like this. This could end everything right here.
I wonder what Eddy Scharf's going to do when he starts finding good situations.
We raised to 21,000.
And that's one of Ian Frazer's queens. He's gonna. Is there any way he can avoid going all in? in here.
He's skidding on black ice here. He just hopes that he doesn't hit a tree.
He knows Eddie Scharf is the tightest guy at the table.
I can't see how he can get away.
It's 14,000 more.
Give me it, bro. I'll play it.
Roland, this is like going to the candy store.
21 total.
Been able to eat anything at all, says Ian Frazer. I mean, strategically, should he dog these?
It's a very tough call and a very tough spot. I'm surprised he hasn't at least pulled off a flop.
He might try and put Eddie Scharf on ace king and call.
A low flop here, and Ian Frazer is in a lot of trouble.
Frazer clearly doesn't like him. Scharf has got him hooked. Wow, I think Ian Frazer might be able to get away from these now. 3 aces for Eddie.
Check.
Yep.
Check.
So it's kind of a mandatory check from Scharf. How's this going to go?
$25,000.
You might as well have told him that 2 kings or queens. You might as well have told him that. Check it.
Wow.
When he checked
Roland, was that scared or impressive?
Guaranteed.
Ian Frazer just hit the jackpot, and the jackpot was Eddie Scharf improved on the flop. The ace saved Ian Frazer.
Welcome back to the partypoker.net Premier League Poker, or the Devilfish Show.
Devilfish is the playground bully, and Eddie Scharf is watching from afar, laughing as the other 4 players get their heads punched in.
Pass.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the standings here, in some ways, the Devilfish is working for
Pass.
Eddie.
He is. He's
Raise
Eddie's
to 10.
henchman.
Roland, I think that Ian Frazer has just folded ace-king in early position, and the Devilfish raised with a 5-7 offsuit. What is going on?
Call. Pass.
This is like creamed corn here. This is not a poker game.
Ian Frazer, astounding everyone with his tightness. It's all tactics there. They're not just playing the cards, but they're playing the situation. But I think Ian Frazer
Pass.
may have misread his hand there for a 4-7.
Same on.
It's not often you see ace-king passed 6-handed in a format like this.
Wow, these guys' minds are gone to mush. Everybody thinking about what's going on the leaderboard. And you got to give this pot to the Devilfish now.
Check.
Why didn't he bet it?
Pass.
Oh my! Roland! What? I mean, you can't really be calling a raise with ace-king if you're better off like Ian Frazer just folding the ace-king, aren't you?
Well, last time it worked for him, but you have to hit the flop. And he hasn't varied his play much. He's played the same hand twice, and once he's hit it and once he doesn't. And the fish knows that if the other players don't hit the flop, the pots are there for the taking. He's going around their sandcastles and kicking them over and stomping in them. And he doesn't have anything to lose because it looks like he's going to be grounded already this evening. Ian Frazer looks like his chair's been electrified with 30,000 volts. He really doesn't know which way to turn, so he's just going to sit there in shock and take the medicine. And I think he's incapable of playing a hand at the moment. It's probably best for him just to fold because he just doesn't know what to do. He's not been in this situation, and he's got a lot of points through some fantastic play so far. So it's just wait around and see what happens.
I tell you what, he just folded without looking at his cards.
Holy cadowie.
Has Ian Frazer left the building?
Where's 12?
I mean, you are Helppi is a cardboard cutout, but we think one might have replaced Ian Frazer too.
What is Helppi thinking?
Actually,
Scharf is raised with the eights. Helppi's got a 5-7. Clearly, he's playing all situations here.
I said, "Can I get you a drink?" And he says, "No, thanks. I've got one here."
But
Oh, this is strong play from
Yeah.
Juha Helppi. He knows that Eddy Scharf's not coming back without a hand. He knows he's got a tight image, and he knows that there isn't many people to act behind him. But Eddy knows that he's out of position, so he's going to have to act first on the flop, and there isn't really a good flop for him without an ace. If it comes low, he's in trouble to a bigger pair, and if it comes high, then it could have hit Juha's card. So he really has either to re-raise or fold here. He can't pull off a flop.
tell you what, situationally, Helppi has been the class of this table.
The fish is rather D-mob happy. He knows that he's got nothing to lose. He's on death row, so it doesn't matter if he breaks into his neighbour's cell in the middle of the night and steals his porridge. He really has nothing to lose. He's got 24 hours to live, unless something very dramatic happens, and he's fighting every which way to ensure his survival.
And who is the governor that's going to give the fish the reprieve?
Well, Ian Frazer will certainly be sleeping in his cell as Devilfish creates mayhem. Eddy Scharf is wing commander, though. If he gets 2 out of line.
Look at this. The fish has raised the 5-7. Scharf laid down the ace-jack. And how happy he is because Juha Helppi's picked up the huge hand.
But if I was Juha Helppi, I would just call here.
Pass.
Just wonder, Roland. It seems like Helppi wants to give the Devilfish a message to fold. He does not want to take too many chips from the fish. The fish is helping him out as well.
I understand. The fish is the sort of player, though, who could just clear the flop off with 7-5.
He's giving him that look. Hey, Juha, come on. This is my territory. I don't pick on you, you don't pick on me.
Juha doesn't have feelings. He doesn't have emotion. He is purely a machine.
Pass.
Smart fold by Dave. And is he going to show him?
Yeah, go on to Turkish.
Now that advertisement had a message behind it, didn't it?
It very much did. I wouldn't have shown if I was Juha. But he's telling people, you know, I have genuine hands, and he's showing them one thing and robbing their pockets with the other. It's the new model Helppi robot. It steals and it even talks.
But I don't want to go to war.
Pass. Pass.
The only thing that can change this game is the
Pass.
signs of time, the blinds.
Raise to 10.
The visor goes down.
Pass.
Darth Helppi enters the pot.
6,000 on KJ.
KJ with AJ.
Yeah, the AJ worked well for KJ the last time out.
Call.
And why the call?
Well, KJ's been cagey with the AJ.
This is trouble for Helppi.
Very much so. The dealer has found the ace in the pack.
20.
Now, what will Helppi do? Is this in his instruction manual?
Just think,
How does he get away?
he has a lot of trouble putting Kenna James on a bigger ace, doesn't he?
Kenna's played it craftily, and Juha Helppi is faced with a decision here.
Just wondering, Roland, how would Kenna James have played a smaller ace here? Ace 9, ace 8, ace 6. You think he might have just folded it? It's hard to know, really.
It's very hard to work out what goes on in Kenna James's mind.
And that would be the argument for Helppi giving him action here, is that he's very unpredictable, the cowboy.
He is, and he doesn't even need an ace to bet. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you open up Juha's mind in amongst the wires, he knows there that he has the best hand. In his mind, there's no way that he has the best hand. Only the league table could get him to fold here. If this was an earlier heat, Juha's not folding. But the fact he's taking so long.
Does he have any options? Is it all in or fold? Apparently not.
Raise.
How much is the raise? And now the question being asked to Kenna James, who may not be
Six more.
guaranteed to be calling either. Is he going to stack and push?
Well, now, Jesse, now you see Premier League poker at its finest. Because this is a situation, Kenna James thinks he has the best hand, and he does. But Juha's showed incredible strength. Juha has turned the tables, and now he's putting the league table situation. He's actually got out a copy of the league table and has put it in front of Kenna James and said, if you call now and you're wrong, you're going to be relegated along with Tony G.
Yeah, he might not. If Kenna James goes out first, he's not even guaranteed to make the top 8. Problem for Kenna James, if he folds here, can he play his way out of it?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dead.
Kenna James, the
He's
clock.
folded. His hand is dead.
Time is called on Kenna James. Fantastic play by Juha Helppi, it really was.
Helppi exerting his dominance, and we said there wasn't such a big difference in the point tables, but clearly a huge difference. Helppi could afford to play a little bit faster.
Probably. Get it on if you moved in.
Kirill Gerasimov is watching on with interest.
Absolutely. Gerasimov knows that if Andy Black gets knocked out first, then he will have a great chance of making the playoffs.
Raise to 17,000 total. Pass.
Boy, the Devilfish plays a fine line.
Pass.
It just keeps on coming, but sooner or later he's going to find he's walked into something.
Oh, wow.
Move it in, Kenna, baby.
Yeah?
Move it in, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Please.
Seems like Kenna has to move in,
Really.
or else fold. He can't just
It's not
call
that
here,
much
can he?
more, actually.
What do you think, Roland?
I think
He
you gotta move
cannot
it in.
call.
It's not
This is a raise or fold situation, and Kenna James
Let's see, 10.
can't get away from this hand. He knows it too.
See, it's 10.
Could he fold?
You don't want to call all the chips.
No.
That's right. 15.
It's all in
That's
now from
good-
Kenna
that's
James.
good
It's a
advice,
re-raise.
But what if the Devilfish is holding a big hand?
Fine.
10, 11.
Kenna going to take a read off the Devilfish to know he's not that strong.
He's still got to win it, right? He's still got to win it.
Yeah.
Should be bad.
Obviously, I still got to win it, buddy.
I got to win it. I got to win it for.
You got to. Yeah. You got to.
He's stealing
Couple of
himself
bites
up
of
for
this
it,
cherry, bro.
Roland.
All right, I'll go on.
He has
Call
done it. He's
on.
pushed it.
I call.
All in and a
Fish called him.
I'm really gambling, baby. I hope you got ace king there. Please have
The
ace.
Devilfish will still have 100,000 if he loses this. If he takes Kenna James out, it could be over for the Cowboy. What kind of call is this,
guys.
Who are you
Roland?
rooting for?
It's
I
a
don't
gambling
want to
call
roll
by
with it,
Devilfish.
Phil.
If he goes out, you're in.
I don't think we've seen such a play throughout this whole tournament. He's called his chips off with 8 high, but he's still got 100 behind. It's all in the flop now.
Let me count this up because.
And this is a message sent to the rest of the table as well.
You won already?
I mean,
You know,
the
this, you know what,
Devilfish.
gang? This is one of the few occasions I got my money in all in when it works down. Marty, baby.
It's Kenna James, do or die.
Oh no, what's that?
A 9 and a
10,
10.
7,
It's
7,
a
8,
straight
9, 10.
draw.
That's not so bad.
The
That
fish has
would've
got
been another
tons of
hat. That
outs.
would've been pretty cool. 6 ball, baby. 1 time for me. Come on. Got a lot of outs now.
6 would end it.
Queen ball.
6. Come on.
Queen.
No, don't do
Change
it.
nothing.
Deuce bullshit.
6, 7, 8, Jack.
1 time. A 7, 8.
Or else KJ's going to double up.
Queen close.
Come on, 1 time.
Queen close.
No! Kenna James is out.
I said I got to gamble with you, bro.
Yep.
Fish
He
has got
might
all
not make
tactics
the
for it.
final.
No, he's just got to win it.
He might have gotten
Come
kicked
on,
out of
baby,
the
let's get
Premier
it on.
League.
Is that about? See, I'll do that with a 7, 8.
The drama's unbelievable here. It's a hammer blow for Kenna James.
I got no
He looks shaken. He looks shocked. He's done nothing
Jesus,
wrong.
I put on
And
my-
the fish
I had to get him to
has
put all
sliced
his
him in
chips
half, Jesse.
It's a secret. I had to get him to put all his chips in there, boys.
Where does the hobo go when it snows? This cowboy.
That was tough.
He's taken the road
He
home.
won't be moaning at you now, will he?
No,
No,
but
You're a different player now.
You've got a feel for Kenna James.
Well, he's not
There we go.
out
We got a
yet.
new player.
The fish has to win this, Roland.
I mean,
Big implications on that knockout on both sides of the table. Phil Hellmuth, Eddie Scharf, Ian Frazer, now all guaranteed to be in the top 4 spots. We don't know what order. Kirill Gerasimov relegated for certain, Roland. And as far as Kenna James is concerned, he can only be knocked out if Andy Black gets 4th or better and the Devilfish wins.
Pass.
Fish getting back to war, perhaps because it's Andy Black's big blind.
He's very aware of the situation, Devilfish. Not much gets past him.
Unfortunately, he has to get past Juha Helppi.
Re-raise.
And this is great situational play
48,000.
by Helppi, Roland.
You have to finish second, right, you are? If I win, yeah?
Last time Juha
You
did
keep
this,
doing this bullshit, I'm going to have to put all the pressure on you, move in on you, and make you have to make a decision. Next time I will.
he showed the fish the
letting you know.
kings.
Because I just showed you I'm ready to gamble.
Pass.
I don't mind.
You are
You're going to put your tournament on the line.
It's
keep
a
doing it.
speech, but it's empty rhetoric from the fish. He knows that he had
That's how
nothing,
it
and
is.
Helppi knew it too. How did he
He
know
has to finish
Juha
second,
Helppi?
I want to gamble. So.
I can't finish second with no chips.
Well, no, but I'm just, there's other people, they don't have to move us on the fish because I don't care. I've got to win it or nothing.
Blinds going to 5 and 10,000 now. And what a level. We lost KJ. But right now, Andy Black in the hot seat. He's only won 3 hands.
As long as he's alive, you guys.
5,000, 10,000 blinds. The average stack,
Point where it doesn't matter in a second.
125,000.
Top 8 finish is going to secure his top 4.
Something's got to
Pass.
give, Jesse.
It's just really for him to get out.
What does Black
Pass.
have to look for? Situations to get his chips in first?
He has to look for hands, crucially, he has to look for hands against the right people.
Is that a
Gotta
call?
be 20.
I think we might see a little more of
No,
Eddie
no,
Scharf
it's
Four and a
here.
half, so it's 20,000. Put it
It's under
20
two.
down.
Oh, the blinds are going up, excuse me.
And the
Raise
Devilfish.
to 20.
Guess you got a cheap call.
Eddie Scharf's been
Wonder.
Re-raise all in.
Well,
Pass.
Devilfish will want to know how much it is.
He's not going to like the spot if he turns it over. Eddie Scharf's been renting those aces for the last 12 weeks. Phil Hellmuth collects the rent on those, Jesse.
Yeah, you can borrow them from Phil, but you have to lease to own. It's 61,000 more to the fish. How should he think of this? Obviously, Scharf doesn't need
10,
aces
20,
here,
30,
or does
40,
he?
50. 60. 61 more.
He's shown his willingness to gamble, but 7-8 suited is actually a better hand to gamble with than ace-5. And it's more chips.
Unless you got aces. Pretty sure you ain't got aces. I'm 11 and 4 chance getting 2 to 1. But I do have to win this. How much more?
61.
Oh dear.
Well, everything is predicated on the fact that Scharf doesn't have aces, which he does. It's a bit unlucky for the fish. But is there any other argument for folding?
He knows that he's behind, but he thinks he might have the right pot odds to call. However, this is a tournament and he can't rebuy. He needs to win, and the situation is it's uncomfortable for the Devilfish, really.
You know, I see people make these bad calls all the time on the television and get lucky. No, let's
I think
go.
you owe a bit
Call.
more, Dave. You're a little
What?
bit short there.
61, right?
I think Kenna James is enjoying the call, actually.
Did I?
And James is going to be
Take it back.
delighted, actually.
All the 4.
50.
And you can.
So's Andy Black.
Yeah. Andy Black was.
What's you got?
Aces.
Oh, fuck. That's disgusting. Is this the first hand she's dealt? 2 aces against my ace-5? Nice deal. That's
Fish on a
disgusting.
7%er.
Wow.
And
Nice hand.
he's going to need to see some 5s in a hurry.
That's fucking hand she deals. Sickening.
Not over yet.
No, I've gone big favourite. Still, if I get it in a real bad shape, I might win, huh?
Fish not happy about this,
Put a
Roland.
deuce three out
How
there,
is it
some
going to
key middle
affect
pin.
him? That's not good.
Not quite.
It is Scharf all in, but the fish nearly drawing dead.
Put a face card. I don't want to sweat.
How do you like that one?
I don't believe it.
Come on.
Any three. Any three.
Three, it's there.
Black's rooting for the three as well.
Three. Look at the three, please.
Black's become a Devilfish fan.
No, we don't want to see it.
Three. Put that tree up there. He deserves it. Ooh.
That's disgusting, really, you know. To deal him aces and me and ace the first time, she said it down. Wow, that's so disgusting.
Devilfish not happy with life at the moment.
Not really. Nothing to do with his call, Roland, I'm sure.
Another fruit in the dust.
And as you said, the position he's in now is,
I'm 11 to 4. I'm getting
is
to
trouble,
one.
isn't it?
Chance to get rid of somebody.
Eddie Scharf found a great situation there. Played it well. Got a call out of Dave Elliott.
But only get too lucky.
Devilfish has been plagued by this sort of ill fortune this week.
Well done, Eddie. Baby, we didn't have a split to slide on in the early years. I mean, the house that I lived in was so small. If you forgot your key, you could put your hand down the chimney and open the door from the inside. And the furniture was actually painted on the walls. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there was tough days. I mean, my mum used to send me to the butcher's and say, go get a sheep's head and tell them to leave the legs on. I mean, we were skint, really. But anyway, you know, things have improved. I travel around the world. I stay in the best hotels. I've always got the most beautiful girl on my arm. Limousines everywhere. It's great, you know. I mean, it's the James Bond lifestyle without the bullets.
Welcome back. More action here at the partypoker.net Premier League Poker.
Come on,
Where's all in?
Turn over
It's
those
gone all
cards.
in. What's
They're
the
up.
difference?
Just turn over the cards, please. I caught a deuce and another low card.
All in for me and Frazer here. And
Party.
wow, Scharf's got him. This would make Andy Black the happiest man at the table if Scharf calls here.
They were up,
But
they were
Scharf
up
might
before
know
even
that.
he'd put it
Scharf's
on
been
me.
taking lessons from Phil Helmuth today.
All right,
Okay.
doesn't matter. Let it go.
How should Andy be thinking right now?
I think this is an automatic call.
Call. Pass.
Eddie agrees. And
Pass.
this is great news for
Please.
Andy Black. Please, he says.
10. And. Ace, queen, ace, 10. Come on, ace, queen.
Oh, now you're rooting for me.
I know. Think of the chance.
You're rooting for a 3.
Please.
Now you're rooting
Please.
for a queen. You don't know who you're rooting for.
I know.
Good
It's
sense
just
of
keep
humour, Eddie
shifting.
Scharf.
Just don't do it.
He's got a great sense of humour, Eddie Scharf.
Yeah.
Come on.
But you can afford to with
Just a moment.
30
Otherwise, we're in
potential
deep
points
doodah.
and 200,000 in chips.
In real
Serious for Ian
In
Frazer.
real deep doodah.
Although,
Please,
no matter
don't
what
do that.
happens, Frazer guaranteed the final table seat.
Oh, that
And that's
is
a nice
reasonable
flop.
Just put up a spade, please.
Guess I flopped this straight.
Anything
Nice
but
little
a
spud.
one of 2 tens.
Spud.
Listen to Blackie's
No
crash.
miracle cards.
2 outs for Frazer.
Spade. You deserve it.
Oh, it's Andy Black.
Thank you.
That's open
No,
up some
no,
split
don't
pots.
Do that. Don't do that.
A 6 or
Miss.
4 will split it.
More
No,
outs.
no.
Miss, please, miss.
I can live with everything, just not a 10.
I can't live with everything. Just miss.
Sock it to him, baby.
Yes!
Oh, it split the middle there. And Ian Frazer's out. Andy Black is in the
Hope you worked
playoffs
out
for
all right for
certain
someone.
right now, Roland.
Andy
I just
Black
wanna
has
say
just
it was
had
fun when I
Mount
said that
Kilimanjaro
to Fraser,
taken off his
nothing.
shoulders.
And the other time I want to put
He's gone to a higher plane there. He's into the final
So I
8.
still haven't
Ian
had
Frazer
that
departs,
yet.
but we'll be seeing more of him in the
It is
final.
10 hours
He's
when the
performed
check
excellently
is
over the
up.
weekend.
It is
Eddie
10
Scharf
hours.
up to $250,000 chips.
Yeah, of course.
So
That hand was
to
was
get
good
in
for
second.
more than one person at the
Now.
table.
I have to win this baby now.
I was just hoping that a couple of people was going to lock arms. You know, I've got the fish on my left. I know he's going to be coming out betting crazy and raising everyone. I just think any minute now, some of them, you know, one of these guys are going to lock arms with him, get their chips in. But it wasn't happening, and it was getting, all of a sudden we're in the third level, you know, I think, oh man, what's going on? But yeah, it happened in the end, and I got my point, and here I am, I'm in the final. Here I come.
Spectacularly. Not very often,
Pass.
but I've done it.
Roland, is the Devilfish in a better
Yes.
or worse position
Me and golden balls, huh?
than he he was at the beginning of this heat? Would he have taken this situation now if you had given it to him at the beginning?
I think he would. I think he knows that his 2 players are behind him. The tricky stage is over. However, That's got to be balanced by the fact that the pressure's off to a certain extent for his opponents.
Check.
You know, Andy Black is playing more freely. Juha and Eddy are both settled in.
This is death for the fish. Scharf has trapped him here. And, wow, Eddy's checked the top two twice.
We're going to see some reaction from Fish when he's inevitably called by Eddy.
20.
Might be raised.
Jack.
King.
What a surprise, eh? Fucking surprise. You found me the jack so I could lose some money, huh?
Odd play there by Eddy Scharf, Roland.
Sick.
Was it overly snug or was it reasonable?
Devilfish could easily have a 3 in his hand. He's not going to get that much action by anything that he's beating. I mean, you had to hope that Devilfish had a jack, but I like the cautious approach in that spot.
Pass.
All in.
Where's
Call.
Roland?
Quick call for the fish. Does he have King 10 beat?
I think you can be pretty sure he does.
I got
Pass.
Phil almost hand.
I've got King 10 over.
Yeah, well,
2 over
43.
cards against the 2 9s.
should be about 4 to 5 up.
And
I wish you'd had about an ace-6.
this is an interesting pot.
What do you want,
There's
43.
several people rooting several
38.
different ways.
Or 37 more. Oh, what is that?
It just feels that Devilfish
That's it, yeah. No, that's right.
Devilfish expects to lose. He's not happy with the
I'm
dealer.
still up to the fives,
He's not happy
yeah,
with
so
his
she's taking
opponent.
out
He's not
I
happy
had
with the
40, I had
table.
43 the hand before. And
He's
I
not happy with the
wanted
Excuse
lighting.
me, don't grab the money.
He's not happy
away,
with the
that's
weather.
Okay, next time. How much do you want, sir?
38.
38. Don't just grab it in the middle. Let's try and get it right.
It's going to be a role reversal if Black can beat the fish here. It's about half his chips and all of Andy's.
He needs the helmet luck for them to stand.
Oh.
Sometimes I have to wait.
I understand.
King or 10 for Andy Black.
Queen of Diamonds would be interesting.
Ah.
The turf always makes it more interesting.
Please put up a diamond. Diamonds are forever.
Wow, it was red.
Well done, Dave.
Thank you. Take care.
I hope you win it, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll be seeing Andy Black again, Roland. But he's
Good game, everyone. Yeah, top
in the
eight.
playoffs for sure. He'll have to win a head-up battle to get to the final table. And the saga of the Devilfish goes on. Not to mention Kenna James hanging on in the green room.
The battle for the top 4 and the battle for the bottom 4 is really on.
Nice
Oh,
game.
yeah. With 3 left, the drama mounts. Both Frazer and Scharf have done what they need to do. Guaranteed the top 4, but Juha Helppi needs to move up just 1 spot. Second or better would send him past Liz Lou. Andy Black guaranteed to be in the top 8, but Kenna James, all eyes on the fish, because if the Devilfish wins, he's going home. A second by the fish, not enough though, because James would win on the tiebreaker.
I either need somebody to break Devilfish's legs, or maybe he, I don't want to wish him any ill will. It's basically, only one scenario. Devilfish either wins, he's in. If he loses, I'm in. And my only concern is the other two, Juha and Eddy, are already in. So do they have enough passion to want to go for the title? Certainly the fish's motivation is there, and can they match it? They should, because each point is worth 10,000, and plus the few extra thousand that they're playing for. So hopefully they keep sight of that. And I'm their biggest fan right now.
Pass.
Has he got an ace? Eddy
Doesn't
Scharf?
matter. Doesn't matter. If he really fancied it, he could just...
He could move a lid off the hand.
He could blow over the Devilfish like the big bad wolf. Huff and puff, baby.
Well, this big bad wolf would certainly push.
You think so?
I think so. But then what do I know? 7 points and only Tony G below me.
He is pretty slow.
Top pair for Eddy.
Me and Eddy.
Top pair for Devilfish.
Yeah.
Third pair for Eddy.
How should the fish play it? God, he doesn't want to let Eddy catch up, does he?
I think he should bet.
What's Eddy gonna do?
35.
35.
Eddy's got to think this through and not make any hasty decisions. Maybe not as long as the decision he took to check before the flop. But it's hard for him to fold the hand here. We saw Kenna James last week go crazy with the bottom pair head up.
Yeah. Is this music to your ears?
Wow.
But again,
Unless I win, right?
it's hard to know that your opponent's flopped the top pair, and Devilfish is liable to bet out with nothing.
I'll be quiet.
The fish is talking
Right,
to
Roland.
Juha.
Yeah, Roland's watching, be careful. 40.
That's a blue chip.
Obviously, the fish knows that Juha is delighted by these two playing a pot.
20, 40, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. I don't know, about 80 something.
Is there any way that Scharf is... What is Scharf is thinking? Is that enough? Is that enough to get the fish off a bad hand?
The fish has 2 overcards here. He probably would have raised pre-flop, so he can't put him on that. And can he get fish off the hand is what he's thinking. He probably doesn't put him on as strong as top pair. But Eddy's smart enough to fold this and know the situation. And that's a very good pass from Eddy Scharf. I've been very impressed with him this evening.
Sorry? You don't want to what?
Powered through by the fish.
That many chips right now.
Why? What difference does it make to you?
The table is set. Blind 7 and 15,000, and Eddy Scharf has stolen the silverware up to this moment.
I got the old fucking deuce again.
How quick before we see action, Roland?
It's not going to be long.
More deuces in the fish, yeah?
I think Devilfish should really be quiet and not say what cards are in his hand with 2 players to act behind him.
What are Juha's calling requirements here? That might be just on the line, isn't it?
It is.
He's got 15,000 and only 50,000 back.
But he doesn't want to call it off with Jack high. He knows he's got to be top 2. It's so borderline.
Can you have the better hand every time we're heads up? Like, so far you have had it.
Yeah. I mean, Juha knows the fish is under pressure to move too, doesn't he?
He does. Fish is desperate for him to call.
Oh, he's called! Who's this good news for?
Eddy
Liz
Scharf.
Lou! Oh, yeah, Eddy Scharf.
Every time, man.
Wow, is that unbelievable? King, queen of diamond, 10, jack.
If Juha doubles up, then
not
it's
that bad.
it's terrible for the Devilfish.
That's not so bad.
Juha Helppi all in. If he does not win, Liz Lou is at the final table for sure, and Juha relegated to the playoff stages.
And isn't Kenna James sweating?
Oh, yeah.
He wants Juha to win. Devilfish desperate for Eddy Scharf to hold. Eddy Scharf wants to hold himself.
I'm not. I don't know why. Must be stupid.
Phil Helmuth sitting at home drinking champagne and sipping on cigars, looking upon the whole thing.
It's 60-40 right now. What does the destiny say? What?
Is it a playoff spot for Juha?
King! No!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even more.
Juha's favorite, isn't he?
Well, even
Up
more.
and down straight draw and the flush draw?
Wow.
Look at this flop. Unbelievable.
A 7, a queen, a heart.
Only for TV, huh?
No. The queen's no good now.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Queen is no good.
A heart.
Or a 7.
Or a 7. Oh, it's Liz
Probably
Lou
a
in
queen.
the final 4.
Oh my, it is a heart!
Nice catch.
Helppi caught it! That could be it for Liz Lou!
And the Devilfish. Devilfish, he thought he was heads up, but now, Eddy Scharf, it's all in his hands to take care
All
of
that
the
drama
table.
was for the TV.
Wow, Jesse.
Amazing.
What a hand! It's interesting about the fish.
Actually, the only time I
Obviously.
won in that situation is with 2 9s and 2 suited connectors. They're pretty good cards, them suited.
He has not gotten better than a third. during this entire Premier League. Never reached the heads-up stages even. This has been his hump.
Pass.
I'm all in.
All in.
You don't want to play a flop?
King high enough for the Devilfish.
I call.
Call.
What you got this time? Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh no! Oh no!
Joke, this is.
This is the third time he's got him.
It's disgusting, huh?
Oh no! Well, that's it.
King Eye's about 1 to 3 on to be in front, Darren.
That's it. It's all
Well,
over.
at least it's good for you, bro. No?
Yeah.
Unless again.
Juha is going to be at the final table, and this is great news for Kenna James, who has just made the playoffs. Unless the fish can outrun the pocket aces.
It's a joke, this game.
Roland.
Amanda, she's the best.
The pain. The pain.
Wow. At least flop me a pair, baby, so I got a sweat. At least flop me a pair. Come on. Think she's going to flop me any outs whatsoever?
Wow.
No chance. Well done, son.
The fish about a 1%er here. All over. He's ran into the aces. Do you even
What
give
a
him a
joke.
5% chance?
A 1 to 3 on.
What can you do? Nothing.
It's about 1 to 3 on King to be, and this guy's just fucking so sick in it. It's scary.
This Premier League
Love.
has come
Played
rolling
very well, Eddie.
to a finish. The Devilfish drawing dead by the river. And, oh wow, it came a king to rub salt into the wounds.
Unbelievable
Yeah,
for
no
Eddy
problem.
Scharf
Okay.
yet again to be holding aces, this time when Devilfish moves all in.
It's pretty hard to get dealt to aces. I think apparently he's had them twice, and he showed the kings and the queens. You know, it's pretty scary stuff. And then really the bottom line was when Juha got it in there with a 10 jack against the king queen. You know, with one card to come, he's about a 3 to 1 chance. You know, if he gets knocked out there, obviously I'm heads up. The hand comes down different the next hand. Everything's different. You know, but I mean that's my luck.
Well, this game, Roland, will take your heart out. It'll make you think you're cursed, as the Devilfish probably does now. But head up here, and there's still something left to play for, but it's not nearly what we were doing before.
Well, Devilfish has departed us. Not cursed, but just unlucky.
Eddy Scharf there knows he's going to be at the final table, but the 2 points difference between first and second will mean 20,000 chips at the final.
23.
They'll want those 20,000 chips and extra prize money as well.
Luck.
There is that, but looking at the tail of the tape, Helppi, his goal was to get here to the second place. He has. Do you think it'll be pretty quick here?
You never know with these two. It could be a war of attrition.
Call. No raise.
Someone's got a 7. Guess we could see
Jack.
some money go in here. Top pair for Juha and a big draw for Eddy Scharf. 50-50, that's kind of even.
I'll be surprised if all the money doesn't go in here.
20,000.
Eddy's going to have to be pretty tight
Call in.
Call.
All in and a call.
to... Roland, you called it. And Scharf does have the chip lead by a factor of 2 to 1.
And is the favourite here.
Well,
Not bad for
the
him.
odds are calling it dead even,
it's pretty
but
good for him.
it's very close, is it?
It is. It's like
Slight-
49.9% to
You'll take Scharf's hand in the proposition.
over the year. And now.
This looks over. Helppi needs a 7 or a queen, but I think he can swallow this.
He's at the door, you're Helppi. Gone.
Well played.
Get on your bike! No, this is a great result for these guys. They'll both be at the final table
Yes.
for sure. And Eddy Scharf is going to have a whole mountain of chips to take on Phil Hellmuth with. Let's see what the final league standings are. Top 4 in the red, and those points converted to chips for the final table. 10,000 in chips for every point. for Helmuth, Scharf, Helppi, and Frazer. Meanwhile, still some nervous moments. Liz Lou taking on Kenna James, and Vicky Corrin will fight Andy Black for those final 2 seats. And for the bottom 4, they've been a pleasure to watch even if their results didn't match their ambitions. But one thing's for sure, they felt passionate about this tournament.
I made a few mistakes and didn't have any luck whatsoever, and things went that way, but I have I have to look at my game and improve and fight back next time. I'm sure I'll do much better next time.
I've been really unlucky, and I'll be back, you know. You don't get to the top of the game by letting these things get you down, you know. It's part of it, yeah, it's happened, and it's out there, and I'm happy to accept it and move on.
It's not the end of the world, you know. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy and I've got a great sense of humour, you know, and I have a good life. And who cares? It's just another poker game, baby.
When you step up to the door of destiny, you have to be able to open it. And certainly I'm on that footstep.
I didn't want to come last in every heat, and I didn't want to be relegated. I was very proud not to be, and to make at least the top 8.
I've got the points in the bag, and I'm coming to the final.
Right now, everything's in play because you have to. It's a championship match, and you have to be able to win it. So, you know, so anything could happen.
Well, 4 spots at the final table have been decided, but it's still 2 seats up for grabs. Next time it's the playoffs. 4 become 2 here on the
partypoker.net Premier League Poker.
Don't do this to me.